And here's another good story and another piece of praise for a left-winger. Never say that I will not praise a left-winger when he's in the right. You know, there's this story over at the New York Times, and Allie Watkins, 26, who was not, this was before she was at the Times, she was having an affair with the 57-year-old James Wolfe. I believe that they should have the swimsuit competition taken out of journalism, you know. I think there's a little too much, banging going on in the old journalistic world. So James Wolfe worked on the Senate Intelligence Committee, and he is feeding his lover information, and he's sending her all these leaks, and it's all anti-Trump leaks, okay? So he tipped her off that Russian spies had attempted to recruit Carter Page. You know, that was one of his tips. And, this was when, they release these things when it'll most help the Democrats. So last week, it was revealed that the Justice Department had seized Allie Watkins' communications records without her knowledge, okay? And this is the first time we know of that the Trump administration was secretly surveilling a reporter. The Obama administration did it all the time. And so I am incredibly opposed to this. I believe that reporters should be left to do their job. If somebody leaks something, that's on the leaker. It is not on the reporter to not receive. The idea is basically he's receiving stolen goods. He or she is receiving stolen goods. But no, they are actually, I know they do their job badly, but that doesn't mean we should abandon the principle of a free press. The free press is abusing their privilege, but their right. I shouldn't say their privilege. They're abusing their rights, but the rights remain. The rights come from God. They have nothing to do with the fact that these people are lowlifes who are just lying all the time. All right. So James Raskin, who is a far left congressman, says we've got to do something to protect the press. And he goes and he finds an old shield bill. This is what they're called in journalistic terms. They're called shield bills that shield reporters from being prosecuted from revealing their sources. It basically protects reporters. Who wrote the old shield bill? A congressman by the name of Mike Pence. The evildoer Mike Pence, who eats gay people for lunch with mayonnaise. He puts mayonnaise on gay people and actually eats them on his sandwiches. But he had written a bill supporting freedom of the press and protecting reporters from this. So Raskin goes to who? Jim Jordan, as far to the right as he can. He crosses the aisle and he brings this and he says, will you support it? And Jordan and Raskin, the two most unlikely political bedfellows, have gotten together to protect free speech. And that is a beautiful thing. This is the way the government is supposed to work. We're supposed to stand for our meta values, no matter what side we're on. And here is Jordan and Raskin talking about the bill.
My concern is we've seen so many encroachments on our liberties from the government. I mean, I was concerned when the IRS went after conservatives, Tea Party conservative groups out there and targeted them. I'm concerned about what I see at the FBI. And so when Jamie came to me and said, look, let's shield reporters from having their First Amendment freedom of the press rights violated, I said, I'm all in. And then we have this situation which developed just 2 weeks ago with Ms. Watson and the former Senate Intelligence Committee staffer. So this is why this is so important. We're looking to have hearings on this. We're looking to get this passed, and we're picking up co-sponsors each and every day.
Congressman Jordan, it's interesting because I know, and I've heard you talk about leaks before. Everyone is critical of leaks, but you are mostly critical, if I understand it correctly, of the people doing the leaking. You do not feel it's a problem for journalists to report what we learn, correct?
Of course not. The government should go wholeheartedly with everything they got after people who are leaking information, particularly if it's classified. Let's go get those and bring the full force of the government and the law on people who do that. But you cannot go after the reporter. That is as fun. Freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of practice your faith. Well, this is the First Amendment, for goodness sake. So you cannot do that.
When I see these two guys sitting together talking about this is the First Amendment, we got to protect it, my heart leaps up, man. It's like good things are happening in this country. Good things are happening in the country. And a lot of the noise, this is just an assault on Donald Trump, an assault on the right, an assault on conservatism, an assault on the West, an assault on the Constitution. But those things are actually blossoming under this assault in this storm. All right. Good. That's good stuff, I mean, come on.